I uncovered it in a room packed with applause that wasn't aimed at me until it was. The lights were intense, white, relentless. I heard her breath hitch before I saw her face. That tiny involuntary noise folks make when reality strikes too swiftly. My name resounded through the hall. Not murmured, but proclaimed. Her fingers gripped the stem of her glass tighter. The man next to her, in a custom suit and false assurance, grinned as if this were merely another networking occasion. He didn't realize yet. None of them did. I rose gradually, and in the gleam of the shiny floor, I saw her world shift. I once thought love was constructed softly. Morning habits, shared laughs, the sort of quiet that didn't require words. She laughed with her entire being back then. Leaned against me as she did. Trusted me with her aspirations and her uncertainties. Her family never leaned forward. They leaned away, assessing, gauging, posing questions that weren't truly inquiries. What's the strategy? When will you be secure? Do you have networks? I observed how she started echoing their phrases instead of her own. How my goals turned into notions. How endurance became delaying too much. The initial fracture wasn't noisy. It was courteous. A hint, a contrast, a relative's acquaintance who worked in banking, a guy with a surname that unlocked doors rather than rapping on them. She claimed she required time. She claimed love wasn't sufficient. She claimed her family desired stability. What she omitted was that she'd already decided. The clues piled up silently like proof awaiting examination. Her phone screen down. Evening meals with relatives. Abrupt fascination with things she once ridiculed. Prestige, positions, polished images. I debated with myself more than with her. I convinced myself I was fabricating it, that suspicion was toxic, that faith was self-control. But self-control works in both directions. And when she ceased inquiring about my day, I ceased providing responses. The conclusion arrived tidily wrapped. No yelling, no sobs, just a composed rationale practiced enough times to seem authentic. He's a superior fit. They endorse him. This is the practical decision. Practical. As if love were a ledger. As if devotion could be reviewed. I nodded. I wished her luck. I departed before she could confuse my quiet for frailty. I didn't pursue resolution. I pursued insight. I observed. I paid attention. I recalled all they undervalued. The late evenings they labeled fixation. The hazards they labeled imprudent. The forbearance they labeled sluggish. I constructed silently. No declarations, no endorsement, just advantage. I allowed my efforts to communicate with individuals who didn't require presentations. I discovered which spaces counted and which merely reverberated. I rendered myself costly to dismiss. Evidence arrived in figures first, then agreements, then summons. I didn't experience delight when I viewed her betrothal pictures. I sensed timing converge. Agony doesn't vanish, it hones. The scheme wasn't vengeance initially. It was endurance polished into drive. Then drive solidified into certainty. I never targeted her straight. I targeted loftier. I permitted the sector to perform what it always does, compensate outcomes, reveal deceptions. I collaborated where her fiancé pretended. I sealed transactions where he referenced names. I never uttered his name. I didn't need to. When the summons came, benefit event, funding conference, whatever label they adorned it with, I nearly refused. Nearly. But resolution is most genuine when it's observed. The evening progressed like a dance, tunes soft, glasses tinkling, chuckles infused with drive. She spotted me before I spotted her. I could sense it by how the space altered around her. Astonishment spreads quicker than speech. Her family grinned too broadly. They didn't identify me initially, not until my name was presented without modifiers. Creator, primary backer, featured speaker. Her spouse fiddled with his sleeves. I observed him compute. I observed him fall deficient. When the declaration arrived, alliance completed, worth disclosed, the noise wasn't clapping. It was incredulity shattering into clamor. I remained composed. I always do at the instant folks anticipate me to boast. She gazed as if she were witnessing a recollection revise itself, as if she stood before the existence she deserted, completely shaped, indisputably tangible. Someone praised her. She nodded, unfocused. Her grin wavered. That was the instant. Not boisterous, not harsh, just total. Later, the repercussions advanced swiftly. Murmurs, contrasts, uneasy greetings. Her family evaded my gaze. Endorsement has a brief recall when it's mistaken. She attempted to converse with me. I heard her out. She regretted without uttering regret. She clarified without clarifying. She posed queries that arrived too tardy to signify. I didn't elevate my tone. I didn't justify myself. I didn't have to. I expressed gratitude to her for departing soon, for selecting caution over faith. Because nothing propels intent like being undervalued by folks who believe they're owed your tomorrow. Now when she views me on displays, on discussions, in titles, she appears like someone attempting to resolve a riddle with absent parts. Her superior guy observes me like a tempest he can't evade. I don't despise them. Despise is unproductive. I acquired something much more beneficial. Vengeance doesn't demand ruin. It demands separation, self-control, and forbearance. The most crushing result isn't their collapse. It's my removal from their tail. They don't obtain entry to my fury. They don't obtain recognition for my ascent. They get to observe from precisely where they position themselves. And I get to continue advancing.